Hi everyone, this is Dima, your English tutor. In this short video, I would like to provide such a brief overview of the new TOEFL reading section. Of late, Duolingo has become excessively popular, yeah, but still, those good old dinosaurs like IELTS or TOEFL, they still exist, and quite often colleges require of you just exactly and precisely TOEFL, not any Duolingo or anything like that. So if you've learned that in the future you will have to pass TOEFL, and you don't know yet anything about this test, I think that this video is going to be helpful. So TOEFL has 4 sections: reading, listening, writing, and speaking, such a classic set. And the first one is reading. And the test underwent some changes in 2020 and 2021. Luckily they simplified the test. So fortunately, if you haven't passed TOEFL before, so now you are at a little bit of an advantage compared to those guys who were passing 2 years ago, because the number of questions has been a little bit shortened and the time has been increased. So in this reading section you have 3 texts. Sometimes even you can have 4 texts, but nobody knows when and for whom, and so it's called a long format of the reading section. But let's take the classic one, like 3 texts, and you have 54 minutes to deal with them and to answer the questions. Earlier there were, let's say, 11 to 12 questions for every text. Now we have 9 or 10, let's say on the average 10. So again, you see, you have more time, because earlier it was something like 40 minutes for 3 texts, and now 54 minutes and 30 questions. It's amazing. It's marvelous, I tell you. So you have more time to read the text, to understand it, to make maybe some remarks if it's possible, and to rejoice in your glee. Okay, so now we will read together with you 2 paragraphs of the first text, called 19th Century Politics in the United States. I want you to have just an impression, the first impression of the level of the language, which is very important. And I promise you that just in 3 minutes from now, you will have this impression, instead of long videos where we will discuss something and something like that. We will just read together. I will read it with my specific, like, Ukrainian pronunciation, and you can read to mumble to yourself something or whisper, and you will have the impression, because these 2 first paragraphs, they are, I think, normal classic representatives of this level of difficulty. This text, as you see, is about politics, like history. Yeah? Also, TOEFL loves texts about psychology, physics, chemistry, geology, anthropology, sociology. So all those subjects from classic college textbooks. Not, let's say, not more difficult, not less difficult. So you will now judge for yourself. Okay, so let's please read. I'm reading aloud, and you follow me, and probably detect some new words, speculate on them. So you will now evaluate your level of readiness for this test. Okay, let's start. The development of the modern presidency in the United States began with Andrew Jackson, who swept to power in 1829 at the head of the Democratic Party and served until 1837. During his administration, he immeasurably enlarged the power of the presidency. The president is the direct representative of the American people, he lectured the Senate when it opposed him. He was elected by the people and is responsible to them. With this declaration, Jackson redefined the character of the presidential office and its relationship to the people. Let's read the second one, please. During Jackson's second term, his opponents had gradually come together to form the Whig Party. Whigs and Democrats held different attitudes toward the changes brought about by the market, banks, and commerce. The Democrats tended to view society as continuing conflict between the people, farmers, planters, and workers, and a set of greedy aristocrats. This paper money aristocracy of bankers and investors manipulated the banking system for their own profit, Democrats claimed, and sapped the nation's virtue by encouraging speculation and the desire for sudden, unearned wealth. The Democrats wanted the rewards of the market without sacrificing the features of a simple agrarian republic. They wanted the wealth that the market offered without the competitive, changing society, the complex dealing, the dominance of urban centers, and the loss of independence that came with it. Yeah, so probably here in the last sentence my intonation was not ideal because I am seeing this for the first time. So, okay, my friends. So now let's just relax for 3, 4, 5 seconds and think about it. So just you have a direct and clear picture of the language that you will meet in TOEFL. You see? Nothing like special. I tell you, as a tutor with over 20 years of experience, that this is a typical text. So, for instance, if you feel that such words as like sapped, virtue, what else? What else? Whatever. Nothing like, I don't know, urban, immeasurably. I mean that served. Okay, it's very simple. So if you're greedy aristocrats, it's again the kindergarten. So if you feel comfortable with these words, it's okay. You're ready to take the TOEFL, and you can sway at something like 80 and more. Of course, to say more precisely, it's impossible now. But you see, so if you feel that these sapping virtues and immeasurable and so on are new to you, then you know it's a sign that you have a long way to go before you like aim at something decent at TOEFL, and everything will depend upon the mastery of your tutor and upon the amount of time that you have at your discretion. You see, so I hope that you feel well with this text, and so everything will be fine. Now let's please do 1 or 2 questions to this, and you will also feel the nature of the questions, you know. Okay, let's go like downwards here, and you know, this is a book, a PDF, not a program, so the paragraphs are reproduced. In the real program on the computer it will be in another fashion, but now it doesn't matter. So they reproduce here in this book always, which is very convenient for your first question. You see again the first paragraph. Anyway, even if you didn't see it, you understand that it's in the first paragraph because in the question here it's read according to paragraph 1. You see, so no mysteries. Like in IELTS, yes it is, they don't write according to paragraph 1. Sometimes they write something like that, but not in this manner. So, and here it's much more, it's much simpler. So, let's read the first question. According to paragraph 1, the presidency of Andrew Jackson was especially significant for which of the following reasons? Let's have a look at the variants, at the options. The president granted a portion of his power to the Senate. The president began to address the Senate on a regular basis. It was the beginning of the modern presidency in the United States. It was the first time that the Senate had been known to oppose the president. Of course, you know, almost always, there are 1 or 2 clear distractors, like absurd variants, which, if your level of English is at least like something normal, you will clearly understand that it's a distractor. They want to catch you primitively on this, and they will probably, for instance, variant D. It was the first time that the Senate had been known to oppose the president. Sounds good, looks good because oppose, yeah? And here you have oppose. And the inexperienced guys, they can click it and tick it because they think that, but, you see, the first time, why the first? It was not mentioned the first time. So it's a clear catch, you see? So for now we discard this. The president granted a portion of his power, absurd. He didn't want to grant any portion of his power to the Senate. So distractor, we discard. B, the president began to address the Senate on a regular basis. Not an absurd, but a distractor anyway, because the regular basis, I don't remember here anything about regular basis. Yeah. And how about C? It was the beginning of the modern presidency of the United States. Yes, because with this declaration, Jackson redefined the character of the presidential office and its relationship to the people. Something like this, you see. By the way, I can make a mistake because I haven't seen correct variants, and now I'm in a room where it's like 30 plus, I mean degrees Celsius, and the conditioner has been broken, so my mind can produce something really outstanding. But I hope that I'm correct. If you feel that I'm not correct, please, you're welcome to put down in the comments below your opinion. It was the beginning of the modern presidency in the United States. Let's go and have a look quickly at number 2. Okay, the second paragraph. And then the question. The author mentions bankers and investors in the passage as an example of which of the following? You remember? Bankers and investors. This paper money aristocracy of bankers and investors manipulated the banking system for their own profit, Democrats claimed, and sapped the virtue and blah blah blah. So you feel that the context is negative here, yeah? So Democrats hated bankers and investors. Okay, let's read. Here it's not according to Democrats. This is the author mentions. Be careful about it. As an example of which of the following is just like a, let's say, factual question, but twisted factual question. The Democratic Party's main source of support. Absurd, because they hated each other. Yes, so how can bankers be the source of support? B. The people the Democrats claimed were unfairly becoming rich. Yes, because it's mentioned here. They sapped the virtue by encouraging speculation and the desire for sudden unearned wealth. You see? The desire for sudden unearned wealth, and they encourage this. You see? So, very, very probable. C. The people most interested in a return to a simple agrarian republic. Absurd. They didn't want any agrarian republic. They wanted a lot of money. They didn't want to work with pigs, horses, and D. One of the groups in favor of Andrew Jackson's presidency. One of the groups in favor of Andrew Jackson's presidency. You know, let's think about it. But you see, it's not written about this. Just a moment. I like variant B much more because it's clearly stated that Democrats claimed that those guys, they manipulated system for their profit. You see? Yeah. But here, I'm sorry. Groups that favor, we don't have contradicting things about it here. Yes. So Jackson was not of Democrats. He was a Whigs. But about Whigs, it's nothing here, nothing written here. Yes. So we cannot say that, we cannot surmise that bankers and investors were one of the groups in favor of his presidency because it's not written about it. You see? Nothing contradictory, no, better say contradicting, but nothing supporting. And the people that Democrats claimed were in favor of becoming rich, it's clearly stated here. So I would choose variant B. If you think that you have another option, please write in the comments. I will be very happy. I like something like impromptu, yes, not those prepared, like pre-trained sessions or some videos where there is nothing new, nothing interesting or unexpected in the language. So I'm happy to make some mistakes because I don't see any use, any utility in my being ideal and then you're going to the text and failing the test because you didn't experience something unexpected as we do now. Okay guys, so now what do you think? You agree with me that you have some impression of the level of the language in the new TOEFL reading section. For instance, the second text here, after 10 questions, will be about psychology, seems to me. Just a moment. Yeah, the expression of emotions. Again, the language is like from a college textbook, nothing special, nothing, no awful terms. Very interesting, by the way. I love this text from TOEFL. Probably they're the most informative in the world compared to IELTS or SAT. I like TOEFL. I don't know why. About some. You're reading and you're enlarging your, like, not only vocabulary, but you're broadening your horizons and mental horizons and your educational level because it's really so. So if you need professional help, please, you're welcome to drop me a line. I have put those links in the description to this video. I can help you because I have been tutoring people for years for TOEFL, Duolingo, SAT, IELTS, so I will definitely help you. And I wish you success at TOEFL and see you in our next video.